There
It's like a coiled spring.
What a climax, or
Bang. And then I just release with a million words of utter gibberish.
girls be afraid to moan in bed. I be in mine like.
That's a peek into your sex life that I never thought I'd ever have.
Oh, I'm literally like a wound up spring. And as the years pass of me not having sex, it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter until one day their head goes through the backboard. Not like in a like sexy way, but like genuinely that's how much tension is built up. Like a boing.
I was gonna say, are we talking about your sex drive or your anus?
Both?
Both.
Well, both
Why
are
not?
involved.
Welcome to the podcast. It's good to have you here. My name's Joel Cansdale.
My name's Jeffrey Oldman.
And today we're going to teach you how to sniff arse in Rocket League.
I'm going to teach you how to coil up your sex life so that when you are ready to release, there is a comedic cartoon sound effect of boing.
Rachel can do that with her voice. She can do the kind of like twang sound with her voice. Yeah, it's freakish, but you know, I can't. I'm just envious.
This isn't going in the recording anyway. It's fine.
How do you know? It's my turn to.
No, it's not because I didn't get to do the last one. So get
Of
fucked.
course you do. Of course. That's what I'm going to do. Secretly, all I'm doing is I'm making sure that you record the ones that we don't use, and so I can record the ones that we do. And then I'll be like, yeah, we share out the recordings, but as it happens, 100% of our back catalogue is all mine.
As it happens, all credits go to Joel. That's it.
Because I am
And
the one that
therefore,
pays for the account.
In the liability court, all any death threats that anyone has, straight to Joel. He made them. Any
that would make
complaints
a
goes
very
to Joel.
different court experience if when you were fighting a case that you said, I own more of this content, so I get the money from it.
You get the
if they
death
also
threats.
redirected all of the hate and the death threats as well. So sure, they all go towards you as well. Yeah, that's fine. Bring it on.
Yep. Hearsay, Your Honour. Irrelevant.
Objection. Hearsay.
Hearsay, Your Honour. I want the death threats. Thank you. They turned me on.
That's fair enough. I guess each their own. But also in each their own is the idea of pineapple. I don't know about you. I like pineapple. It's a good fruit.
I love pineapple. I love pineapple.
It's exotic. It's, it wasn't around in the wartime. No one had a pineapple in the wartime.
No.
It's one of those fruits that does
That's what
definitely
they
come.
used they used pineapple for ammunition.
Yeah. Sure. However that works. They would, literally display the fruits because they were so fantastically rare. Now they're a bit less rare.
Yeah.
But I do like them nonetheless. And there's one thing that I like pineapple on.
What's that?
Can you guess?
Sardines.
I like pineapple on sardines.
Pineapple
Yes.
and sardines.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Pizza.
No. Pizza. Right, exactly. Pineapple on
pizza.
pizza is a fantastic invention because it's a sweet, salty, tomatoey. It all just works.
It does. I think like anything savoury and sweet, if done right, goes well. And I don't think you can. There's very few things in life that are done as well as pineapple on pizza.
I'm glad you agree because I wasn't sure whether we were going to have a virtual fist fight over this.
To be honest, it's very rare that we do agree because obviously there's an element that I'm always right and you're wrong.
True.
So
and there's a
when
big
we
difference
do
in
agree,
our intellectual abilities. I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, true. I was sorry for me with all my intelligence. I get it. Don't worry. But there is an element of like when we do agree, the tectonic plates do shift slightly, but we try and hold them together. Because this is an invention that we should agree on. Because if anyone says that pineapple on pizza shouldn't belong there, ooh, I won't want to be you.
Psychopath test for those.
What else don't you like? You don't like
Puppies?
puppies?
Children? Love?
living. Huh? Living. If you don't like pineapple on pizza, what's the point? Okay, it is the be-all and end-all, the holy grail of food.
I have been approached and asked by many a people in certain scenarios when I've mainly had a Hawaiian pizza.
Yes.
They've said, "Oh my gosh, you like pineapple on pizza?" Yeah, I do. Do you?
I love it.
No, I can't stand it. It's all just warm and wet, and it's like those are two things that don't go together. And I'm like, yeah, but it's pineapple. It's sweet. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever had anything that's warm and is a bit wet? Have you ever had some beef?
Oh, okay, that's
Chicken?
not where I thought you were going with that, but that's all right.
Who said I wasn't?
Oh,
Have you ever had beef, Gareth?
I've had beef. I love beef with you.
Yeah, you always have beef with me.
No,
It's good
I've
beef
had-
too.
I think there's rewind. There is
Scatman.
an element that the people who don't like pineapple on pizza, at least in my experience, haven't tried it either. They just look at it, and because it's the the social acceptance of like, it's pineapple on pizza, just blah blah, they just don't try it. And I've asked multiple people that have said, that's gross, why are you eating that? Have you tried it? Nah, can't stand it. Well, you're like a 4-year-old that doesn't like to try new things. And, when your mom and dad are like, come on, try it, you might like it. No, that's them, in my opinion, for pineapple on pizza. If you don't try it, because I'll hold my hand up, right? I initially was one of those people. And then I was converted.
Have a convert.
Yeah, I was converted to the pineapple cult, right? Because I like sweet and sour chicken from the Chinese, right?
Yeah.
That has pineapple in it, or at least where I get it from, right? And it's pineapple mixed with chicken. So I was like, okay, well, what difference could it make? I like ham, I like pizza, I like margarita pizza, all that type of stuff. Margarita? Mediterranean? Whatever, same thing. Cheese and tomato, basically. And you just add in ham and pineapple on there. What's not to like?
It's also a really interesting dish, is pineapple, because it's not just in Italiano that they try and put pineapple with savoury things. So if you ever go to a Brazilian meat restaurant, there's loads of them about. They seem to be really popular at the moment. La Vita is a good one. And you go there and they bring around these big cuts of meat. You'll have pork, belly pork, and brisket and chicken and all these various different meats. And then as a palate cleanser, they tend to bring round some grilled pineapple that has brown sugar and cinnamon.
Yes.
And it's a really nice palate cleanser. And everyone loves it. And it's hot as well, because obviously it's being grilled. So it's a lot of countries have used pineapple in savoury dishes. They just seem to be afraid. People seem to be afraid to put it on some bread.
I think the issue is, Joel, is social media. That's the issue.
This is the evil of everything.
Someone really popular just turned around and went, no, pineapple pizza's gross. And then all of their little followings and their followings was like, yeah, no, you're right. And from then on, it got a bad rap. It got a bad name. And I think this podcast should serve as evidence that it is okay to eat pineapple on pizza, and it is a delicacy that you should try. And if you haven't tried it, suck it up. Come on, give it a try.
Take it from us.
You'll thank us
Two
later.
really cool people.
Really
that
cool.
Pineapple on pizza is actually, it's hip, it's ready, it's rock and roll.
However, Joel, I'm gonna step aside here. There are some things that don't belong on pizza.
Are there?
There are 100%. Now, I used to work at an Italian, right?
Okay.
And they did Hawaiian, a traditional Italian restaurant, and they did Hawaiian pizza, and they were like, yeah, it's fine, it's great. Even the Italian chef that worked there, he was like, I like Hawaiian pizza, it's lovely, right? In more of an Italian accent, obviously. And I didn't want to show off too much. I just wanted to state it as fact.
I'll call you Mario for the rest of the podcast if it helps.
But they also served, and it grosses me out to this day. And I don't. Whenever someone ordered it, it was that look of like, "Are you sure?
What are they putting on their pizzas? Babies?
Yeah, baby fish. Baby fish.
Oh, no.
Sardines. It was horrible because it would stink as well. It would. This aggravates me. You know how people get really passionate about pineapple on pizza? I get really passionate about sardines being opened in a can and they just got juices all over them and you just slather them on a perfectly good pizza. Fish on
bread.
Pizza. No. A million times no.
So fish on pizza is a really interesting one because it's just gross and you should never do it.
It is.
But
but it's out of all the fish, it's sardines. Who the fuck likes sardines?
Actually, I've got a confession, Gareth.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I had a tin of sardines that was covered in tomato sauce stuff the other day, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. But having said that, I completely understand where you're coming from, because especially in the workplace, for some reason it seems particularly potent in the workplace. If someone comes in with a dinner they had last night and it's involving fish in any way, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to have this, but it's best when it's hot. Let me just put it in the microwave." Oh my gosh.
Please don't.
And then all of a sudden, people are looking around thinking,
what's that smell?
Is someone okay? Do we all need a shower?
Deodorant?
It's such a horrendous smell. And I find that fish on pizza. Oh, Freudian slip. Fish on pizza. There are so many lovely smells that come with the pizza, of the dough, of the cheese, the tomatoes, the pineapple.
Keep talking, baby.
Yeah. So then you got the four cheese.
You got the crispy, delicious domino bread.
The little bit of garlic on top. Anyway, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah.
They put the fish on, and it just creates a smell that I never ever wanted to smell from a pizza. Nor did I ever wish to experience fish on a pizza because they're so salty, and you've already got lots of salt on a pizza anyway.
Yep.
They just, I don't know, it's just too much.
And then, do you want to know something even better, Joel?
Okay, no.
So they made it worse. Because there was one guy, and this is burnt into my memory. I think for life, unfortunately. This will stick in that locker at the smallest back corner of my memory, that when it's 3 a.m. and I'm trying to sleep, it would just pop up and be like, "You remember that pizza you served to that really weird guy that wanted sardines and mushrooms?" Yeah. Because I was waiting for the pizza and I didn't take his order, so I didn't know what this table had ordered. The waitress before me had taken it, left it on the side, and she was finished for the day.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, awesome. What we got? Nice. We got a margarita pizza. Awesome. Beautiful bruschetta. Absolutely amazing. You have some good taste, my good friend.
Is that how you say that, by the way? Bruschetta?
Bruschetta. I got told off. Mate, honestly, Italians are very proud of their language, and rightfully so. It is a beautiful language.
It's fantastic.
But I walked up to the chef and went, so 2 bruschettas. And he looked at me and went, "What?" I was like, 2 bruschettas. And she went, "Bruschetta." And I was like, "Oh.
I'm terribly sorry.
I'll just go and jump off a bridge, shall I?"
I mean you no harm, fair lady.
Sorry. So I was going through the list, and then I just see at the bottom, a pizza with sardines. I'm like, this is a mistake, surely. It's with mushrooms, extra mushrooms. And this pizza chef puts it on the hot plate, as we call it, puts it there, and I can just see these fried mushrooms on there, or grilled mushrooms rather, and next to them these horrible slimy fish. I'm like, is this a joke?
Is someone having me on? This don't look right. It's disgusting.
It's a joke, this. Like, I get it. I'm sorry. I said bruschetta when it was bruschetta. I'm really sorry, but this joke needs to end now. Today. Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm not serving that.
That's when you hand in your notice and you quit the next day.
Funnily enough, I did quit like 3 days after. But that will forever be ingrained in my memory of why. Just why would you ruin a perfectly good pizza with first sardines and then extra mushrooms?
I feel that this is a really good way to trick pineapple haters into liking pineapple. So you say to them, okay, you hate pineapples. Like, oh, what about mushrooms? They're like, I love mushrooms on pizzas. You go, warm, full of water, kind of juicy, a little slimy pineapple. But pineapple tastes better. Mushrooms don't taste of anything. They're just like a burst of water in your mouth.
Slimy. There's such a horrible texture with mushrooms, honestly.
Fun fact.
I live with a family that uses mushrooms for everything, and I hate it. It's horrible.
Or like for cleaning and building.
Yeah. There's, like
cakes.
Like toilet fresheners and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
It's just a little mushroom on a hook in the toilet. Whenever I turn the shower on, rain of mushrooms, shredded mushrooms.
I'm gonna shame my own house here, but we have some indoor plants, and we recently repotted them in some new soil, and we think that the soil we got is pretty dodgy soil, because since then there's been like a boom of flies, and one of the plants is actually growing full-size mushrooms in the pot next to the plant, and it's been like a month or two at most.
Okay.
And me and Rachel looking at them going, do you think they're hallucinogenic?
I dare you to try. After this podcast, pick one, eat it. Because there's only one, I'm pretty sure there's only one mushroom, don't quote me, there's only one mushroom in the world that can actually kill you. And that's called like a death cap mushroom, and I'm pretty sure you won't be growing death cap mushrooms in your plants.
That would be quite the story, wouldn't it?
It'd definitely be the story for me. I can have this podcast all to myself.
But who's gonna pay for Buzzsprout?
What are you on about? I pay for it. Sorry, who are you?
We'll see you next time.
Sorry, who are you? What? Are you someone that likes mushrooms on pizza? Yeah, gross.
So I'm someone who likes pineapples on pizza. And do you know what? Yeah. Your mushroom lovers can go in a big pit and sort of swim in your mushroom feces. I'm happy with my pineapple and some cinnamon. Leave me be.
I mean, I just know at the end of the day, Joel, we're better for liking pineapple. It is how it is. I'm sorry if you like mushroom. I'm sorry if you like sardines, but we're just better than you. And we know it.
We're high beings.
We're high beings.
I have another thing.
Uh-huh.
Something else that I'd like to share with you.
Go for it.
And I think this is something which, even more than the last, will divide the nation.
Really?
Nay, the world.
Oh, nay, the universe.
Nay, the universe. Gareth.
Joel?
Should toilet paper hang over the roll or under the roll?
Should toilet paper hang under or over the roll?
When you have your toilet paper against the wall, should you have the loose end coming down the wall at the back or coming over the top?
No, I know what you meant. You didn't have to, explain it again. I knew exactly what you meant. It's not right. We're not, solving the algebraic equations of NASA over here. We're talking about toilet paper hanging over or under. Yeah?
Are we? You sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, good.
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about, as complex as it might be.
It is a very complex thought. You're right.
To be honest, I really don't know. More so for the fact that when I look at toilet paper, it's more me thinking about how I'm going to wipe my ass than it is how it looks, right? Because I'm not the type of person that will walk into a hotel and see that the fucking toilet paper is folded into a nice diamond and think, oh, that's really fancy, right? I'm probably thinking,
people, my friend.
I'm thinking the cleaners get paid a bit too much, right? Folding toilet paper.
They do. Cleaners in a hotel do not get paid too much to deal with shit-stained toilet rags and bath towels so crusty that they won't unfold.
Crusty, what are you doing with your bath towel?
It's not what I do. It's what those do. It's what the people
Those.
who have sardines and mushrooms on their pizzas. It's those people.
It's those type of vermin. No, I don't know. To be honest, I would probably say if you like you've got a gun to my head, you're holding me at gunpoint, over or under toilet paper, I'm like, I'm gonna have to go with under.
No, fuck. Why?
Yeah. Because,
What?
like, it just is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. I want to save my life, so I'm gonna just like grab and pull. I like the way it pulls a little bit, you know, because if you start pulling from above, then you can maybe like pull a bit too much. Whereas at the bottom, you can hold the toilet paper with your other hand and just go done. You know,
The one thing that I will agree with you on. The one thing is that you can use another part of your hand, another part of your body that's not your hand when it's underneath a bit more. So you can have one hand pulling, and you can use like your elbow, for example.
what are you doing with your second hand, Joel?
That's not important. Anyway, I've got to go.
I'm really concerned about when you visit hotels. Crusty
I've left
towels.
my fish in the car, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
been nice talking to you. I'll see you later, right?
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah. Okay. So, guys, we know that Joel loves sardines and mushrooms on his pizza, crusty towels, and for some reason can't use his other hand whilst pulling the toilet paper. Hi, Joel.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm just worrying. Sorry, Freudian slip. Wondering about you. That's all.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. But no, so you can, like, it is a bit easier to pull off because you can just hold it against the wall and pull. But there's something about the way that it's presented when it's over the top that is just unbeatable. You can fold it into that little point at the end that does look fantastic.
You say it looks fantastic.
I mean, it's a nice, when you get into a hotel and you look at the toilet roll and you're like, oh, it's in a nice point. That makes me feel better about myself.
That makes you feel better about yourself. Really?
Or maybe I have low self-esteem. I don't know.
I feel like you're just the type of person, you get your card for the hotel, you put it in, you open the door, the lights automatically turn on. None of that phases you. Not the fact that you're on a holiday in a hotel. You just run straight to the bathroom. Is it pointed? Oh, thank fuck. Oh my god, if it wasn't, I'd have a fit. That's you.
Well,
Where are the crusty towels? Where are the crusty towels?
Where are the crusty towels? Yeah. If it's not pointed, there's no way to know whether the last person to use that was actually someone having a shit.
And if it was, so? That's what toilet paper's used for.
That's where it comes in with the other part of your body, not having to touch the toilet roll in case you're worried that the outside layer has got germs on it from the previous user.
Okay, but if it has germs on it, aren't you washing your hands after you go to the toilet, Joel?
You are, but you're touching other things before then, like toilet, seats, the stuff that you're going to touch again.
Yeah.
And your trousers.
Then you wash your hands.
Like, this is a point of contention as well. When you go to the toilet, and you always pull your trousers up before you wash your hands, and you touch your belt, don't you?
No, I wash my hands, like, with the trousers still around my ankles.
So you go, you're like the men's urinals, and then you, like, waddle over to...
Yeah, like Pengu.
And wash your hands.
Straight up Pengu, just waddling over to the... And then sometimes, if I'm in, like, a public restroom, the air dryer, the hand dryer, if that's facing down, oh, happy days.
I really like those blade ones where you put your hands kind of in between them and a blade of air just like almost phases all of the water off your hands, and and then on the top it says like Mitsubishi, fast, efficient, clean. And you're like,
and then it looks like you've pissed yourself because all the water's like phased off your hands and gone up your t-shirt.
yeah, and blown up somewhere else.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, in your case, you'd be fine because there'd be nothing on your trousers because they're still at your ankles.
Oh yeah. But that gives my my lower regions a bit of a wash. Yeah? That's why we do it.
You also get your schlong in the sink as well.
Yeah. That's it. That's why I'm not worried about the germs or whether the fact that someone's used toilet paper before me or whether it's over or above. Or over or above? Over or under. Sorry, the calculations in my brain slowing down a little bit on this really topical matter.
Yeah, it's a topical matter. But I mean, because the thing about it going under as well is it's like sometimes you have to like reach back to find it, and you kind of got to, you know, turn the roll a bit. And I've had it before where it turns into a bit of an illusion, where the last bit of toilet paper is almost like stuck to the roll. So you go to reach for the end and you can't find it. So you spin the roll over and the end doesn't fall out. And you spin it again. And all of a sudden the toilet roll is just spinning. And you're like, no, where's the end? And then you got to stop it. And then you got to like actually like use your finger to find the end of the toilet roll. And then you can pull. Over the top, however, gravity helps you out a bit more, I find.
I feel like I'm getting more and more concerned over the days. Because first, you can't use a PC. That's why you've converted to Mac.
I have both.
And 2, yeah, but you was moaning about the fact that PC wasn't working for you. And like I said, that's a user problem, not a system problem. And now you can't figure out where the end of the toilet roll is. Is everything okay at home, Joe?
You're either with me or you're not.
I'm not.
You're not with me.
I'm not with you because it's toilet paper. I couldn't care less if it's over or above or under or whatever, or if it's like a fucking swan on the top that's balancing on a trapeze.
Origami toilet paper. That's a fantastic idea.
It's fucking toilet paper. It's getting used the same way.
Origami toilet paper. When you go, instead of having a little point, they should do an origami thing so you get the toilet paper. And it's like a swan on top or like a little duck made out of toilet paper. A boat. Nay.
Isn't that going to be really difficult to wipe with?
Only if it's crusty.
For fuck's sake.
that was. I liked that one.
I'm so glad people listen to this podcast, by the way, because we're definitely discussing the matters of the world. Things are going on, everything's happening, Joel, and everything's, you know, in the midst of all the misery, the torment and the sadness. Here we are talking about whether toilet paper should go up or above or under. Why is that so difficult for me to say? Over or under toilet paper? My God.
The question we don't want to break into is: do you wipe forwards or backwards?
What?
As in, do you wipe from the front or wipe from the back? That's the question that we're not ready for.
I put my from the back. Do you wipe sitting down or standing?
It's a bit of a hybrid. It depends on how well my visit has gone and how much gluten I've consumed in the past day.
Okay, well that's a topic for like when we're a bit more comfortable, I think, you know.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe that's a topic
whether you're half squatted, full squatted, sat, stood, whatever it is.
Squeezing out your fart. That's a topic for the live show.
Yes. When we take questions from the audience and they ask, do we wipe standing up or sitting down? Again, discussing the many wonders of the world and the many issues.
Indeed.
But there is another issue that I do want to bring up.
Okay.
And that is us both being, you know, average height. Maybe you're more so. Is it better, do you think?
Did you just call me more average?
You've got a more average height than I have.
Well, how tall are you?
I'm on the lower end. I'm below average. Unfortunately, I'm 5'7", 5'8". Well, don't on me, you little prick. Fuck, I'm not a fucking dog, right? That's lost his way. I'm just a bit short, okay? Fucking little dick, mate. Man's on an average here, and then he's going to someone that's a bit smaller than him. Fuck you.
No, as you were, because I think I know what you're gonna say.
Is it better? Because I know what you're going to fucking say, Mr. You're short. Is it better to be small or short or tall? In a practical sense.
Tall, small or short or tall?
Or big.
Or big.
Or big.
Is it better to be big?
Is it better to be big or small?
So, do you know, I have a very, very specific view because I've thought about this. Because I am someone who, I'm certainly not 6 foot. I'm nowhere near 6 foot. I am probably
how tall are you?
like 5'9", 5'10" at best.
Aww.
I know, right? If only. But, having said that, because I've got obviously, like, for example, I've got 2 inches on Tom Cruise.
Yeah, as we all have.
In height. I don't know how much I've got him, though. So, I was thinking about this because when you're slightly shorter, there are certain things in life which I feel you have a better chance at. And they are anything to do with movement or moving. So if you want to do sports, for example, the more nimble you are, unless it's like heavyweight boxing, the better.
Or basketball, or volleyball, or anything that requires jumping, which are a lot of sports.
Yeah, I think about like rugby, for example.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Your center of gravity being lower, yeah, sure.
You're more nimble, you can like slip through the gaps. Football as well. If you're massive in football, you're going to struggle to be as quick and people can get around you easier.
I don't know, Ronaldo copes just fine.
How tall's Ronaldo?
You know, fucking 6'1" and can still leap higher than every single defender ever. And
yeah, but Ronaldo's got bionic knees.
Yeah, true. Ronaldo's different. Definitely.
Yeah, built different.
Built differently.
So I feel like being shorter is very useful. And another thing is riding motorcycles. Okay. If you are massive, riding motorcycles is a much more difficult task because if you think about the way you control them, your center of gravity is higher, your head's higher above the handlebars. If you come off the bike and you're taller, I feel like you're going to fare worse than if you come off and you're smaller.
Yeah.
Same with cars. It's like if you're a bit small in a car, you can just push up the seat a bit. You can pull the steering wheel close to you and you're just fine. But if you're really tall, there are literally certain cars you can't actually use because you just can't
get in. Yeah. Have you seen Shaq try and get in a Mini?
I have actually, yeah.
The poor guy is just like hunched over in this. Yeah. He looks bigger than the car and probably is.
Yeah, he's there, his shoulders are crushed together. Steering wheel's up against his chest. Head poking out the sunroof.
In a practical sense, though, like, so you're short, not you, well, you are short, but like,
no.
But what about like the top shelf situation? You know, like you're in a shopping supermarket, you're in Tesco's, right? Big old Tesco's. The all the stuff's on the top shelf that you want to get. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go and walk over, say, sorry mate, can you I want that up there, because you can't reach it. Poor little kid, right?
Yeah.
He gets out the step ladder because he can't reach it either, right? So he gets out the step ladder, grabs it. It's all awkward. Whereas you're 6'5", you just reach up, you grab it, you're good. You've saved 10 minutes of your day.
Yeah. So there is that. But again, there's only certain shops that do this. Most of the shops you go to don't have a top shelf that is out of reach for like 90% of the population. And if they do, what are they doing? And the only shops that I know of, or the places I would go that actually have really high shelves, are places like IKEA, where you actually need like a forklift truck to be able to get something from a shelf that's 35 feet above your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I kind of think that for the odd time where you might have something that's on the tall shelf, it's much better to be smaller because, yes, it's nice, but that's not a superpower that I need. And if you're small, I feel like you could be better at climbing. So you could just sort of climb up the shelf a bit and grab it and then look a bit like a spider.
I feel like, yeah, because I definitely have done that. I will hold my hand up. I'm not the type of person that will ask to get shit from the top shelf. I will just like put my foot on the shelf and climb and jump up to get it.
Right.
And I feel like there are multiple instances where you are, I guess, when you are short. But then when we talk about being shorter, is there not an element where being a little bit taller would be more helpful? Because like being 6'8", you have to duck to go under doors, right? That's a pain in the ass. If you try and like cook a meal and everything's like below your hips, then you've got to kind of like slouch down. You're always looking down at people. You probably end up getting arthritis in your neck by the time you're 40. You know, there's certain things like that. Whereas as a short person, you're not that bad, but you could be a little bit taller, just a tiny smidge, and it would help.
But where does it stop? Where's the point where you go, all right, this is good? Because I feel like, and I swear, no one, if anyone ever who's listening says 6 feet, I'll slap you right
6
now.
foot.
6 feet.
6 foot.
All 6 of those feet.
All 6 foot. I think 6
feet.
foot. 6 foot is
feet.
like, you know, I don't know why there's just such a stigma about being 6 foot that is, you know, that's the best height to be as a guy. Whether it be like in the eyes of the people who are attracted to you, being 6 foot is helpful. If you I don't know, if you're dating someone that is 5'4" and they want to put on some 6-inch heels, you're still taller than them, right?
Can you get 6-inch heels? Is that a thing?
I think so. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, Joel. All right.
Because that would be mad, wouldn't it?
It is
Half a foot taller.
Yeah. Well, that's you know that there probably is 6-inch heels.
They probably are,
right?
Aren't they?
And then you've also got the things of like the things that are just out of reach of someone that's a little bit shorter, are literally the perfect height for you to reach when you're about 6 foot. You know, so I think plus when you're 6 foot, I feel like all your body proportions would be really nice.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that is true. Because to be fair, I've got really gangly arms, right? I've got really long arms, and I've got feet for the size of someone who's about 6'6", but I'm actually 5'9". So, for example, 5'9", but I've got size 11 feet. And you know what they say about guys with big feet, right?
Yeah, big shoes,
big socks. Yeah, big shoes.
Oh,
so
yeah, true.
So I'm walking around in these clown shoes just because I've got massive feet. But I'm like, where did my height stop? Why am I so disproportionate? And I've got these gangly arms like I'm some kind of Slenderman child. But I'm not slender. I'm dad bod Slenderman child.
Slenderman child. I mean, there is obviously. I think maybe we're just talking purely about aesthetics, though, right? Practicality. There is an element where if you're short, and by short we mean like my height, I guess. I guess I could be called short, 5'7", 5'8", right? And if you're shorter than me, sorry. I love you.
You can't say that.
I say what I want. All right?
Don't apologise for them.
Short kings, stand up. All right.
No, I said stand up.
I said, oh, right, same height, sitting down. Oops. I'm joking. I'm kidding. Right. I can say it because I'm short. Right.
Yeah.
It's like being blind. You can make fun of people who are blind. Right?
One
I'm
of the
short,
crew.
so I can make fun of being short.
There's a chap that I work with who's he lost a leg in an accident. So his car is just adorned with stickers. Like it says, right, that's it. I'm officially on my last leg. And he's like Bionic Man, missing parts, all these sorts of things. And I'm like, you can though, and we can't. He is fun. He's a good chap.
And there is an element of when you are short or shorter, as you said, you're a lot more nimble. You probably weigh less as well. So if you do want to go climbing or you want to try and like traverse the parts where a tall guy, a tall guy could just reach and grab it. But the tall guys don't get the excitement of climbing up and hoping that, you know, your whole kitchen top counter doesn't fall on you. You know?
Yeah,
you don't get to swing on doors and stuff like that like a little chimp.
No, and also, you know, when you're taller, like I said, you're a lot heavier. So if you do try and climb up anything, then you're much more risk of it just breaking underneath your weight. And the less nimble you are, the harder you fall. The harder you fall, the harder you break.
Exactly.
Tall people break.
And tall people break. And if you are very tall, 6'5", and you're very skinny, right? Then you do end up breaking a lot easier because your bone structure's more spread out, right?
I wonder if
I'm
that's
guessing.
actually a thing, because obviously a longer plank of wood has more of, like, take up a longer plank of wood, it has there is a point of weakness in the middle, and the longer the plank of wood,
Yes.
the weaker that point is in comparison to the weight and the effect of the length.
Mhm.
So I wonder if that is a thing about if your bones are longer.
That's
Maybe
it.
my arms are just prone to weakness.
Maybe you're just weak,
No.
physically and mentally.
Tell you one thing that tall people can do better, though.
What's that?
Hide fat. If you're taller and you put on fat, you can
Yes.
generally spread it around a bit more. While if
Mm.
you're like me and you, or just me in this case, and you put on some weight, and it's like you kind of
Wait,
you grow sideways
Joel.
pretty quickly.
You put on some weight.
Yes, I've put
Aw.
on some weight.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
sad.
That's what happens
Unlucky.
when you start living like an
Start
adult.
living. This is what happens when you start putting pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
You start gaining weight.
But yeah, because when you're smaller and you put on weight, you just kind of grow outwards straight away.
It's very, very visible, or it can be very visible. But then again, when you're smaller, it's probably easier to lose it at the same time.
Potentially.
You know,
Allegedly.
it's probably easier to be at a lower weight, but when you are at that higher weight, it's harder to hide it. That's the thing, isn't it?
Right, yeah. So once you get to wait, so you scrambled my brain. Are you saying if
Sorry.
you're taller,
So,
taller,
like-
then it's harder to hide?
No. If you're tall, like you said it. If you're taller, then it's easier to hide the weight, right? But you end up weighing more, right? So you end up being heavier, and
Yeah.
you end up having more weight problems when you get taller and get bigger because of that fact. Because it's harder to maintain that weight.
I don't know, man.
keep it
I'm
under
lost
control.
now. Let's just
I don't know.
we can just keep plowing through. Keep on plowing. Yes.
Keep plowing
Correct.
through. Yes.
Smaller is better.
Smaller is better.
Obvious.
End of conversation. Don't eat pineapple. No, do eat pineapple on pizza, and the toilet paper hangs underneath.
Overneath
in Wales. Shout out to Wales.
Shout out to Neath.
Shout out to Neath. For fuck's sake. Oh my god, it just descends into madness at the end.
It's quite fun though. I quite enjoyed that. I don't know about you.
Have you stopped recording?
No, have you?
No. It's so funny. Oh my god, we're so quirky, guys. Look at that.
Stop it. We're so individual.
This is defo blooper reel. Unless it makes a final cut, I might keep it in there. Hi guys, if you stayed this far, well done. If you haven't, fuck you, I guess. Whatever. Losers.
If you've fallen asleep, dream well, my love.
If you've fallen asleep, I'll see you in your dreams.
I'm Slenderman. I can see people in dreams.
Slender kid.
Slender child.
Less
Dad bod slender child.
Slender dad kid.
Whatever the case, there is a game in here somewhere. There's a story in here somewhere.
Slender dad kid that has his toilet paper over. And crusty blankets.
Overneath. And crusty
Overneath.
towels.
Overneath crusty towels.
I don't have crusty towels. It's just when you go to the play. Oh, did I ever tell you about the story of my brown towel at a hotel?
Go on then.
This is definitely one for the bleeper reel, but it's a fantastic story. So I have a smartwatch and I keep swapping out the bands every now and again, and I usually like to keep a nice rubber band on so I can just wear it in the shower and I can wear it and sleep, and it makes it a little easier.
Yes.
But I had a leather band on at this time. It was a really nice leather band. So, try to look a bit fancy with my suits.
Mm-hmm,
So I'm wake up and I worn it throughout the night, and I go up to get a shower and I forget to take it off.
Oof.
And I'm like, and I'm sat in the shower. I'm stood in the shower for about 2 minutes, and I'm like,
Just casually sat down, crying, realising that you've got your band on.
and I was like, it's sodden leather now, and I've got to go out. This was at a training course where I work, so I was like, I can't go out with a wet leather watch. People are going to think, what freak is this? And he's only 5'10". Jeez.
Yeah, fucking short guy. What do you mean? Oh.
So, usually what I do is I hair dry this leather band. So I hair dry the leather band, and I was like, man, this hair dryer is not powerful enough. It just isn't working. So I'm hair drying it and I'm toweling it off and I'm hair drying it again and I'm toweling it off. And I'm just like really trying to get it dry. And eventually you can start to see the patches of dry appearing on the band, and it's getting there. And I'm kind of, hair drying it and toweling it from all different angles and hanging it off things and trying to get it to dry before I'm going out in about 20 minutes. So that's great. Anyway, so I'm just getting ready and I go about my day and I'm just folding up all my towels. And it realised that all of the brown dye from the leather had come off on my white towel. And there was this huge, and I mean huge, brown streak. And also realised that some of the edges of the leather had flaked off into the streak. So there was like a bitty brown streak going right down this oversized bath towel.
No.
And I thought, fuck.
So it literally just looked like you've wiped your ass.
Yeah, but like wipe my ass after
really
the worst
curry.
shit of my life. And not use toilet paper. Hygiene. And I just didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm leaving today. I'm checking out this morning. So I can't go down and be like, I'm really sorry. If I say anything, they'll just think I've shat myself on a towel. I can't just be like,
so
my leather watch, my band, the dye came off. They'll be like, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. You shit yourself.
You shit yourself. Right. Grown-ass man shits himself.
So I just folded it nicely on the bed and just left.
No, you didn't put it on the bed. Oh,
I was like,
God.
try and think of the place where this looks least suspicious. So I was like, put it on the bed.
Yeah, but now they probably think this fucking guy just shat himself and then decided to wipe himself on the bed.
Maybe on their system somewhere, there's a black mark against my name to say, careful of this one. Messy.
Guy
Needs
shits
extra
on
clean
bed.
Yeah, shit's on bed. Uses towels.
And is 5'10".
Not worth time of day. Charge him double.
No. Defo, he requested crusty towels as well at the beginning. Really strange guy.
Yeah, yeah.
And requested his toilet paper went over. Strange.
Well, if they weren't crusty before, they were certainly crusty by the end.
Oh my God, man. Fucking shit stain Joel. That's your new nickname.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Cut Tooth Tony.
Shit. Fucking Tony the Tiger. Shit stain Tony.
Shit stain Tony.
Oh my God.
Oh, right. Oh, that's it. I'm going to stop recording now.
Yeah, I'm going to stop recording now. If you got it this far, well done.